Hi, I'm David. I'm 13, going on 14 in a couple of weeks, and something I like to do is I like to play sports. I really enjoy playing soccer and baseball, and I'm involved in a rec league baseball, and I have a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. I grew up in a Christian home. I've actually gone here my whole life, and I've regularly attended church and all that kind of stuff like a good Christian kid, but the heart attitude was not in the right. I didn't come because I wanted to come. I just came because I wanted to fellowship and see my other friends, and not to look forward to a God-lived life and that kind of stuff. So I attended VBS. I was very involved in the church, but it was the heart attitude that was the problem. My parents would correct me and discipline me, and I said, I'm sorry, but it wasn't in here that I was sorry. I just did it because I was told to, and didn't want to disobey my parents and didn't want to get in trouble again. But it was just mainly the heart that was not in the right position. Well, one day after I was at VBS, it was a long time ago. I think it was 2013. I forget the exact name of the VBS, but it was about the two different kingdoms, whether it's a good kingdom, which is heaven, and then the bad kingdom, which is hell. And we were talking about that, and my mom was asking me questions about it, and I thought it was a normal thing because I'd get questions after Bible school, church, and that kind of stuff about Sunday school. So I was answering those questions, and then she led to the question of, and I forget the exact question, but which kingdom are you in? And that's when I knew I was in the bad kingdom and I was going to go to hell if I died. So then I asked Mom if I could be saved, and we did the prayer and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of how it all started, but I never really had a relationship with God until I was about 6th grade, which when Mrs. Consul gave me a Bible for going into Trek for after TNT and Awana, and she said if I read 5 chapters a day, then I would be able to finish the Bible in a year. And of course, I, with the competitive spirit, wanted to do that and kind of show that, and and then in Trek they do it differently than Awana. I don't just memorize verses, but they have questions, and I read through the Bible passages, and they have questions that I have to answer to try and grow my relationship with God. And that's when I started really gaining the grasp of I had to have a relationship with God. It wasn't just a once and done. I needed to pursue Him, and that's what the gospel was for. I know I'm a Christian because God's changed me. I look back in my life and I see the mistakes that I did, and I know they're wrong, and I've changed because of them, and I guess I've learned from my mistakes, and the Holy Spirit's worked me through that in that way. My favorite verse is John 10:28 and 29. It talks about how when we're saved, we can never be unsaved, and that just gives me assurance that I can't do anything to make God hate me, or to make God say no, you're not a Christian anymore, and that I can just, and that's just a real big encouragement, because I make mistakes and I know I do it all the time, but God still is patient with me, and He doesn't leave me, but He doesn't make me like a robot and do everything perfect. He lets me try and try again. I'm David Danielson, and that's my story of grace.